Hello everybody, my name is Clips and welcome back to some more Pro Gamer Manager. I think you have already noticed right off the bat that this episode is just a bit different from the previous episodes, and that is because after a bit of thinking, I figured all this unused footage that I have of the game being two updates behind the game itself, I figured I'd do this one episode where it's just a big montage of what we did, of everything that happens over the next, well, the rest of the recording session, and the first four episodes cover, I'm more than half of the recording session, but about an, there still was about an hour left of it. So instead of turning that into 3 or 4 episodes, I decided that what I was going to do is that I was going to take it, speed it up times 4, and turn it into an episode. And so this episode is almost exactly 15 minutes long. And one of the reasons for doing this is because I don't really play this game much outside of recording it, and I wanted to get back into playing it, like to get into playing it more frequently, but the whole record it then speak over it kind of wasn't working for me. It just wasn't. And with a slight change in my schedule in terms of how I handle school and things like that, I have figured out that there is a way for me to come out with new episodes, including editing, still get everything I need to do done on time, and still have all the free time I want. So, we're just going to quickly, 15 minutes isn't exactly quick, but we're just going to speed through the rest of the recording session, and yeah. So far, we're at day 18, as you just saw a couple seconds ago. It's kind of hard to say anything about what's happening in the game, being as well. I mean, it's moving so fast, I can't really say much. And yeah. Also, um, my hope is that in the next recording session, we won't have any of that annoying stuff in the corner where for my Steam, corner, I should specify which one, any of the annoying things in the top left corner where it has my FPS and time recorded, or the stuff in the bottom right corner where it has Steam messages. And while I don't necessarily have a solution for the recording bit, which if you'll notice it doesn't show up on anything else, just this so far that everything I've tried to record, it's only not worked on this. So yeah, there might not be a solution to that I can find easily, but in terms of Steam notifications, I'm just gonna have to record when I'm just gonna have to play offline in terms of Steam. It's not that big a deal for me, really, because I don't play games just to get hours of them in, like, just to get the Steam hour count to go up. Obviously, I play the games to play the games and have fun with them. And so, yeah, that's a simple solution to. I don't know if it was bothering you, but it certainly was bothering me quite a lot, that bit in the corner. I mean, just seeing it makes me cringe. And yeah, so that's that. We're continuing to speed through. We're now at day 21. In just 2 minutes, we've gone through 3 days. So that means that in 8 minutes, we can go through 3 days by this point, because this is sped up times 4, and 2 times 4 is 8. So apparently, I'm pretty sure this was about as fast as we were going earlier. Just it's now sped up 4 times. I also removed the audio because it sounded absolutely ridiculous at the speed it was going. And by that, I mean not even just funny ridiculous, kind of annoying. So, we don't have any of that. And, well, I hope that's not too big of a problem because, I mean, I'm kind of concerned about copyright strikes due to the music. And yeah, so that's why there's no volume in this other than me. And as you can see, we just moved into our gaming house, which is where we'll pick it up from there tomorrow. I remember being completely confused when I started with the team bits, and I wanted to figure out exactly what I was gonna like, how to do it, what to do. I think I kind of messed up and spent a bit too long. Like, now I actually do, like, after having played through this part once or twice, I actually do have a solid strategy on how to do all of this opening stuff without having to worry about going bankrupt. And you'll see later on we'll go into negative cash, but we won't go bankrupt because this time, because the first time you run out of money, you don't go bankrupt. The second time you do, you lose the game. And yeah, so I figured after the first time of playing this that, oh, there's no way to lose it because I ain't go bankrupt. Well, I figured out that's wrong by playing on my personal on the laptop I bring to school every day, and running out of money and losing. So really, the biggest lifesaver of the entire game was that early on, day 1 or day 2, when we got when we got a little money bonus, and from there we could not run out of money when we first got the rent, which is a really kind of annoying event to get so early on that before you can get streaming you're already out of money, and days kind of fly by really quickly after you get a team. So by now we're gonna start going through days faster and faster and faster and faster, to the point where some of these days might only take like 2 seconds, because it's like, okay, um just look at just decide who we want to hire. All right, next day. Tomorrow we'll start. Well, yeah, tomorrow we'll get our last person. Tomorrow being day already in the game because it goes that fast. And there we go. Here we have our first FOBA League game. And yeah, see, we won our first game, and that's nice. But one of my biggest concerns about doing this is that after these 2 updates, I don't know if the game is compatible with what it was with the previous updates. So I don't know if we're going to have to restart, and I hope we don't. In fact, if we restart, I'm going to kind of sort of probably do a little bit of a speed up past all the boring. There we go. We lost a game now. Yeah, I think we're 1-1 by now. Just going to look over all the players and the team setup and all that. Yes, see, we are 1-1. I cannot remember the team name this time, since it has been quite the while since I actually recorded this. In fact, I recorded this, I don't know exactly what day, but the only time, like, I do remember that it was during the MLB playoffs, and I remember that because I had a game between, I think it was the Mets and the Cubs on in the background while playing this, like while actually doing the playing. And in fact, in a couple points, I actually had to cut out audio because I accidentally forgot to unplug my mic, and I spoke, and the mic picked it up, and it didn't sound good. And it really wouldn't have fit in the episode at all, so I kind of cut it out. That happened. That probably, if you notice, that did happen. You might have noticed in the first 4 episodes. And I did say last time that we would be going over the rest of the patch notes, but I figured this time, like, instead of actually going over the patch notes, next episode we will actually just play on that patch and see the differences ourselves and compare them to what we have right now. And yeah. So, we're just gonna continue to play through these matches. I think we don't actually end up moving. I'm pretty sure we stay in Amateur League 5. We might move. Yeah, we stay in Amateur League 5 for the rest of the episode, I believe. But it's been so long since I played this, even I could be surprised and we move up. And by even I could be surprised, I mean it's not really surprising that I could be surprised because I have a really poor memory. Yep, there we go. We placed 7th, which is the second lowest you can place. The game does not allow you to place 8th. And for some reason you cannot be demoted no matter what. Or at least in that version of the game you cannot be demoted. If we do have to restart, the one big thing is that we actually can make our own custom gamer, and that'll be kind of fun. We get to decide cool things like nationality, age, name, gamer tag, I'm gonna call it, because I can't remember exactly what the game calls it. And well, we get to choose things like we get to choose our main focus and such. Or well, yeah, like whether we make a creative shot calling, whether we are determined, that kind of thing. It's really quite unique and well, yeah, it's quite I like this game. I really like this game. And I've only played it for less than 10 hours. Now, the only reason I have played it for less than 10 hours is mainly because of I really should have thought before I recorded for over 2 hours. It was a poor decision on my part, and part of the reason why I kind of regret doing it is because I haven't gotten to play as well, I haven't gotten to play this game in particular since, well, I recorded this, which is way back in 2015. So yeah. And yeah, and we actually won a game, yay. In fact, I believe we're 2-0 right now, but I could be wrong. And in fact, I probably am wrong. But for now, let's just say that. And yeah. So, and the reason why I wasn't sure is because it moves so fast, I can barely keep up. Because I mean, it's not that I can't entirely keep up. It's just that if I start talking and rambling, then I miss a couple of games. Like for example, I believe we're 3-1 right now, but I could be wrong. Yes, I'm almost certain we're 3-1 right now after looking at the little maps. And the reason why it actually looks like the time it would take a reasonable human being to cover over those menus is because if you haven't noticed, oh, and those stat lines as well, is that I'm really kind of sort of very indecisive at times. And yeah, that's actually one of my biggest problems. Then again, when it comes to actually playing MOBAs, that's well, I mean, if we ever have a league video of me playing an aggressive champion, you'll see for yourself exactly what I mean by not very indecisive. And by that, I mean quite aggressive plays that I should not make sometimes, I'll admit. And now, yeah. So we're just getting a couple upgrades with I know we placed top 3 there, but we might have only placed 4th and wait, 4th. No, we might have only placed 3rd and thus might not have gotten a promotion. You probably know more than I do because I'm looking at a small screen and I was kind of sort of I had a bit of trouble reading what it said. And we are getting close to the end of the episode now, so remember if you enjoyed to comment, like, and